Hello, entrepreneurs. What's up? Greetings to you, and I'm super excited to meet you in yet another video. So, the point that you keep showing up, dedicated to learn, to evolve yourself into a better professional and a better entrepreneur, keeps affirming how committed you are about your entrepreneurial endeavor. So, I wish you all the best, and for that, today you're going to be blessed with an amazing video about the 4 pillars of sales. So, shall we get right into the topic? So when we speak about sales and its 4 pillars, we need to focus on why do you need 4 pillars. So first of all, when a sale happens, it's not a point of just one-time sale or let's say a customer bought a product. So that's all about it. But when you create sales as a culture for your product, for your business to grow from, you need to strengthen it to more than just a one-time engagement. So here are the 4 pillars that I want you to focus on when you are developing a sales strategy for your product. Number one, your customer. Number two, your product and its positioning. And number three comes how often are you selling? And number four, the aggregation. Let me expand all of these, okay? First of all, let's take customers. Generally, when we think about a customer for a product, we focus on creating a customer avatar. So, this is basically, let's say, who your customer is demographically, as a behavioral aspect, in terms of who he is as a person, his choices, his familiarities, and all sorts of it. So, when we develop that detailed customer avatar, we ensure to create this is the ideal audience whom we are looking for. Say from a perspective of how will you target on a Facebook ad, or how do you create the content, how do you position your brand positioning, or how do you create your communication, all those languages. But while you're doing so, I would also suggest go a little deeper to understand what is the reason your customers buying the product. What is the emotional quotient? How do they feel? What is the psychological reason for them to choose you and not your competitors? Or even in another level, what is the psychological reason for them to choose your product? Now, let's say when you go deeper, on an average, more than 90% of decisions, especially the purchase decisions that are taken, are 70% taken because of the emotions and 30% justified by logic. So, if that's the case, many times a person buy your product because they feel like they have to buy it. Trust me when I say this, no one likes to be sold to. But everyone, each one of us, you and me included, we wanted to earn more money, make more money, and buy more things to upgrade our lives. So point is, we love buying, but we totally hate being sold to. So how are you creating that empowering buying environment where your customer feels completely in control of what they are choosing to buy? Because that is what will give you the power. Now, when you understand these aspects about your customer, ensure to have what is the emotional reason for them to buy, or why would they psychologically choose my product and not my competitors. Okay, so this is step one. Now, once you strengthen this pillar, you will have the first customer which is steady, because you will know this is a customer and this is what they have to buy from me. So the convincing part is what you need to figure out. Now, secondly, when we focus on the second pillar of sales, here is where your product comes in. Now, when I say product, I'm pretty sure you'll be excited. You're like, it's my product, right? I know all about it. But let me tell you this, every product, every single product has at least 5 prominent features. Let's say, for example, I'm just giving you a ballpark. Can be quality, can be quantity, it can be the uniqueness of it, it can be the aspects of this is what adds up to the versatility of the product, or this is how it suits the environment or the affordability. Let's say there are 5 prominent factors. Not every customer focuses on these aspects of the product, right? So some point one might be their priority, and for some, product three might be their priority, which you and me will not generally know because we cannot decide this is a priority for the customer, right? So, in that case, what actually happens here is we dump all the 5 features to them. We say, see, these are all the points that are important for this product, and we expect the customer to figure out what is important for them and choose from it. So here is where you take lead as an entrepreneur and convince your prospect and make sure that you understand what is important to them. And this is again where the first customer avatar comes into play. So once you have a customer avatar and when you know that these are the psychological reasons this prospect is buying, you ensure to position that particular perspective for that customer. So out of all the 5 features that we took as an example, feature 1 can be highlighted to a specific avatar, feature 4 can be highlighted to another one, and feature 3 and 5 can be updated to another one. So this way, ensure to have all these features properly segmented so that you know which one to position to which one. Yeah, because if a customer focuses just on quality and if you're insisting that it's a low priced product, it's not going to work, right? Similarly, if a customer is focusing on affordability and you're saying how versatile your product is, again, not a good match. So ensure that you're highlighting one specific aspect to your ideal prospect. And that ideal prospect choose as per the avatar. So when I say about product positioning, it's not just about how you position your product, but about which feature or which specific aspect you highlight to one customer, because that plays a primary role in how you make your sales. Now, let's say the foundation is set, because with two pillars, your sales can somewhat stand, right? Now is when you expand on it and you strengthen the foundation. So to strengthen this, you have the third pillar of sales, which is selling in quantities. Let's say once your prospect purchases from you, they start trusting you. And with your added expertise and with your service, they start believing in you. And after a point, they just trust you blindly. So when they do that, when you have gained that trust, this is where you employ the three tools of sales: selling, downselling, and cross selling. Now, what are these? Selling is where, let's say, a customer comes to you to buy a product of the, let's say, a moderate product of which is worth, let's say, for example, 50,000 rupees. Now, what you're going to pitch is, see, this is absolutely best for you. But on top of that, if you wanted a little upgrade, this is something that I can add in, which will cost you another additional 10,000. But this will give you returns in multifold. So here what happens, you're using the decoy method. When let's say you've heard about it, right? There are three popcorns and the medium sized popcorn and the large popcorn is generally closely priced. So instead of choosing the medium one, people generally go for the bigger one. So it's additional few pennies in increase. All of those adds to the profit margin. So this way, use upselling as a technique wherein once after a prospect is actually coming in, then you introduce a little additional layer and sell another one. Now you can object all here. See, upselling is not this, right? It's selling so the I mean selling another one to the customer or selling for the second time to the customer. That's upselling. Obviously, that is upselling. I don't deny that. But let's say in this aspect of the four pillars of sales, keep this as your upselling, because this is something that will certainly help you to increase your profits while ensuring that the customer has maximum values. Now, the second tool is downselling. Now, what do you mean by downselling? Now, this is where you add compliments to the prospect's package. Let's say your prospect is taking a three product package. Now, on three product, add an additional one, which is like a free product, okay, a complimentary one. But this complimentary is complimentary for month one, and from month two and month three, they pay for it on a subscription basis. So let's say, for example, customer is coming to you asking for website development or an application development. So you're saying for the first 6 months, the service is free. But after that, they have to pay for the service repeatedly. Now, this is a classic example of how downselling works. So this way, you're giving your customer something that is a compliment for them, which they are happy with, and in return, you ensure that every month on a repetitive basis, they are paying for your subscription. So this will also again help you to keep your successful scores higher, plus ensure that your profit margins are increasing. Okay. And the final one is cross selling. Now, what do you mean by cross selling? Exactly as the word says. So when a customer asks for package A, include package A with package B and combine it. Or when a customer asks for one individual product, group it into three and four and give them a cost effective way. Or another way to do it is, let's say if there is one product and you're telling them this is a monthly recurring fee that they can pay, instead of putting it as a monthly for example, let's say if on a monthly recurring scale, the product costs 30,000 a month. Tell them, see, for 3 months together, we will give it to you for 75,000. So they are getting a 15-day free period, because let's say it's a 15,000 discount, right? So in a month, if there are 30 days, that's 15 days. So they are getting 15 days for free, and you are getting that cash as a lump sum in advance. So this is cash collected forward, because in business, how much cash collected is a real measure of your revenue than how much you are keeping it as forecasted profit or let's say coming in future. So more than that, cash collected is the king. So ensure to collect lump sum cash upfront. This also gives the customer a benefit that okay, I'm getting it at a lower price. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now the fourth and the final pillar is aggregation. Now, what do you mean by aggregation? Aggregation is nothing but, let's say if you are my customer right now, you're watching my video. Now I'm like, okay, how can I make you share this video among everyone else? Or how can I make you an ambassador of my brand and my videos? Very simple. I'm going to give you so much value that you are thinking if your friends or your peers see this, they are going to be fascinated with this and they're going to appreciate you for sharing so much valuable content with them. Number one, experience. I banked on experience. Number two, I banged on value. How crisp to the point it was, and how there was no jargon, and the shortest video that you can ever see on a topic as this, and how this was precisely for you, made in the most smoothest language that you can understand. And number three, connect with people. Now, let's say this is not something that I generally do, because let's say for videos like this and for the example that I quoted about you sharing my video, this doesn't apply. But when it comes to sales, it certainly applies. Connect with people whom you find similarities with. Like, for example, the most classic ones are, let's say, political affiliations, ethnicities, or let's say geographical similarities, or similarities in terms of these are some common spots that you generally connect with. Because these are things that though people don't speak about explicitly, this is something that stay rooted with them. So when you connect based on those core values that are near and dear to you, I mean, don't connect religiously with a person who's an atheist. That doesn't work for sure. So when I say similarities, ensure to keep that it's mutual. Okay, the core values should be something both of you dearly resonate with and dearly hold it closer. For example, in my case, I am completely in favor of someone who is learning, who is creating new things, and who is involving him or herself in that process from start to end. So I'm someone who learns first and then implements it rather than completely outsourcing it to someone. So in this case, what I would appreciate is if there is anyone who's curious, who is like, I would like to know what this is, instead of saying, just get it done. So that's the kind of people I really sync a lot with. So if there is another entrepreneur who is with me, who is actually speaking in the same language, who is as curious as me, then that's someone I intently connect with. So, in examples like these, if you see, the core values are something that is intellectual and not just about your ethnicity or from your roots. So, whichever works the most to you, connect with them. So, when you connect with them, you are creating an identity and you're syncing with them on another level. So, this gives you a leverage of them talking about you, making you a part of their conversation with their peers, and finally sharing a word about you. So, all of these will help you to claim a good word and to get known to a different network that's outside of you. So now if you see these four pillars, when you implement it right, will ensure that you are not just increasing your sales, but also building a brand for future. Now let me give you another example. This video that you're seeing, once again, so this is not just a one-time lead generation thing, right? Yes, we do develop strategies and we do help companies like yours to ensure that you have a stable sales funnel, start generating multiple leads, and within 40 days have a good enough pipeline. That's something that we actually help companies with. But here in this video, I spoke about sales strategy, which will strengthen your team and will also help you to DIY a strategy. However, if you get it approved or if you actually get it verified by a professional, definitely adds up. The point is, I am giving you insights and I am giving you valuable feedback, which will stay in this channel and will help me to build a brand which will stay longer than just the duration of this video. And that's the goal. So when you work on these four pillars of sales, this is what you actually achieve. So if you're an entrepreneur looking forward to build a sales strategy for your company, do check out my LinkedIn and YouTube profile and look at the email ID in the description and reach out to me in case of any queries. I'll be more than happy to help you. If you're looking to develop a sales strategy or if you're looking to develop a proper lead generation engine, that will help you to get results. Of course, we work on a very affordable one-time payment mode, which will certainly help you to power up your sales journey. So, drop me a DM on LinkedIn. Look at all my YouTube videos, and if you have any queries, write to me on my email ID. With this, signing off for now, Saranya Narayanamurthy. I'll see you on the next video.